Hey there friends, welcome back to Bloodborne. We're gonna keep on keeping on in our guided tour here. Made a little bit of progress in the last episode, but I think we dumped a lot of lore, so it was still a lot of meat in that episode to chew on, and we're going to keep going in Cathedral Ward because we opened up a gate. First of all, why don't we switch up our clothes and weapons? So the last episode, we kind of pulled the veil back on the Healing Church Hunter, so why don't we wear the outfits that are related to them? We'll wear the Yhar'gul Hunter cap. We'll wear the Yhar'gul Hunter garb here. All this stuff. It'll look pretty similar to the original Hunter outfit that we had on, but it's got kind of a cool little like mini cloak over our shoulders here, which I kind of like. A little cape in the back. And then, yeah, let's switch weapons. So, again, like a lot of information was revealed about Ludwig in the last episode. And even though we've seen this before, like I showed this off, might be worth actually running around in the game with. So, yeah, why don't we do that? So, we're not going to waste any time. We're going to run in through Cathedral Ward. We're going to start at... yeah, Cathedral Ward. And depending on how far we get in this area, we might be able to pop into another section. And it just depends on how fast we go through some of the stuff. All right, still got our Odin Chapel Dweller and Grumpy Lady. And last time we went through this door to get to the Healing Church workshop, so let's go back out to this front area. Take a look around. The sky is darkening. Do you see that? Or is that just me? Are we in a different section? Yeah, it does feel like the sun is like just about ready to go all the way down. There's a crow over here. Someone's behind me. Sneak up on me. Give me something? Can I give me something? No. Alright. I know your friend's gonna come down from the stairs. Okay. He's not gonna see me just yet. Now, there he sees me. Yeah, I see you. Oh! Okay, right guy's gonna be stunned a little. We'll back off for a second. Okay. Come on. Nope, I thought he was... oh! Yeah, see, these guys are real generous with their hits. Okay, anything? No. Alright. So now we can freely go through this gate since we opened it last time. And we're back into some much taller buildings as opposed to some of the alleyways that we were in. Ooh, did you hear that? Oh, here's another ghost guy. Okay. Give me your visceral. There we go. Oh no! I didn't do my visceral. Oh, he missed me with his swing because I was below him. Alright, his friend's coming down. He hit me, but... oh no, I didn't get my visceral! Okay, alright. Viscerals are acting up a little bit. There we go. I think I should be stunned a little bit. Okay. Alright. Visceral's having a little bit of issue, but still pulling them off at a pretty good pace. What is this? Oh, it's just another thing. Blood vials? Okay. Alright, so there's a guy hanging out there with a gun. He's sort of a sniper, so let's go deal with him. We'll try and sneak up on him. He's got like a nice sombrero going, huh? Okay, there should be enough distance. Oh, and there he goes down there. Oh, and there's a church giant. We've seen a couple of them before, but he's facing the top of the stairs, so maybe what we should do is run back down and go around the other way and try and sneak up on him. I don't think he is... I don't think you can visceral attack him. He's just too big. Oh. I hear him kind of stomping around. Oh, that's someone else over there. Okay. Alright. Try and get the jump on this dude. There's a dog down here, though. Hold on. Okay. Killed the dog. Which is a statement I don't usually like saying. Alright, we're going to try to sneak up on this guy. I don't know if we can stagger him, but we'll try. Don't turn around. Okay. Should be close enough. Nope. Okay, oh, right on top of my head. Oh man, I was trying to dodge to the side. Didn't work. Alright, let's heal up. One. Oh, gonna do one. Can't believe I missed. Oh! Jeez. I think my holy blade is a little underpowered. Alright, so we can continue going... Actually, let's grab this. Quicksilver bullets. We can continue going upward. Now remember, we're still trying to achieve a directive from like the very first episode when Gilbert was like, go through the holy Cathedral Ward and try and find the, you know, the healing church by going upward. So we can still ascend the stairs to try and make contact with the healing church, but we have another gate here that we can open from the side. And we're gonna explore first. Stomping. Okay, there's one big boy. There's two big boys. Okay, luckily they don't really cross paths, so I don't have to deal with both at the same time. Okay. Around. The only problem is if they try and do a wide swing. That's the only danger. Gain some of my stamina. Okay. Ah! Ooh. The only danger is doing my transform in this with this weapon is that the transform animation takes a really long time. Admin's knowledge. Up on this guy. Dodge! Dodge! Oh, he did a swing. Okay, okay. Heal. What you got? What you got? Give me something. Oh, I missed. Swing. Gonna do another swing. Might do a third. No? Ooh. That was a big one. Yeah, I'm too nervous to hit him with my... Oh, dodge! Oh, God. Oh. It is powerful, but yeah, that transform takes way too long to pull off. Liking. Okay, I'm gonna go stuff. But yeah, let's take a look around. Okay, so we entered this circular, I mean, it's a giant like cemetery, like a circular cemetery, right? So let's poke around. This is pretty, you know, we were just in the alleys of Yhar'gul before, but now we're kind of in more grand open spaces where you're supposed to kind of get a little bit of an effect from like walking into the space and seeing. Oh, whoa. Oh, okay, that's just his beard. I thought he had like weird tentacles coming out of his face, but yeah, you see that. You see this like beautiful clockwork tower behind it, which is where we're trying to go to actually. It's open. Some more madman's knowledge. I hear someone walking around. I hear beasts. Okay, so there's one more gate over here that we can open. That'll completely unlock the entire area of Cathedral Ward for us. But this guy, got a little flame sprayer. Okay. You. I think I heard you. Okay, so that should clear all the enemies. We got a little baby carriage right there. All right, so let's open this gate. So this gate actually connects us to the very first time that we were in the Cathedral Ward. We went around the side. Oh, okay. I was like, what happened? And there should be another church giant at the bottom of these stairs. Yeah, there he is. I was like, what? Where is he? Alright, we're not going to have to deal with him. This gate doesn't really matter as far as the rest of the game. Like, going back down to that area we were at doesn't really... There's no purpose, really. There's nothing new down there or unlocked. So... Oops. Big cold blood. Alright, so there was a path that way, and there was a path through these arches. We're going to go through the arches first. I hear something. You hear it? Okay, it's another brain sucker. He's not quite as aggressive with his, like, beams and stuff, so... Alright. Yeah, he didn't seem quite as powerful as this other guy, but... Again, he's kind of, FromSoft, the developers, peppering him in to give you, like, a little hint, because... That other one that we saw in the last episode, he was kind of tucked in kind of a back-end alley that is easily missed. This guy's a little bit more... Oh, I hear bad guys. Yeah, they're all down there. They can't come up here, actually. But yeah, this guy's in a place where he's a little harder to miss. So I think he's peppered here just in case, as a player, you missed the first time. So we could go down there, but I don't quite want to just yet. Let's see what this is. Shiny coins. Look at that. So cool. See if I can zoom in. Yeah, just giant windmills off on the horizon. Blood. Antidotes. Let's go down.
The password.
Okay, keep quiet. All right, he's asking for a password and then mutters pretty insanely. We don't have the password, so let's go back. Now remember, well, I didn't explain. So that doorway actually leads out of Yhar'gul into the woods towards Byrgenwerth. Now remember, Alfred, when we talked to him and we asked him about Byrgenwerth, he was like, that was a school that originated everything as far as the healing church and the blood healing, but it's fallen in disarray, and the healing church has deemed it forbidden and closed it off. So that's why that door is closed. the healing church doesn't want anyone to go seek out Bergenworth. But that's not going to stop us for long. Alright, let's go check out that other path. Oh, I guess I should explain what some of these are. View notes. Oh, insight. So other players can leave notes anywhere in the game. Like there's a mechanic where you can kind of compile. It's almost like a haiku. They give you certain phrases that you can compile together. You can't just like type out, oh please carry on my stead. You can't just write whatever you want. You have to use predetermined like fractions of pages of sentences to put together. And you know, sometimes it's really helpful, sometimes it's not. Remember fire next time for sneaking. I mean, sometimes it's like somewhat helpful, and you can write fine or foul. Like you can vote, you can basically upvote or downvote a comment, and you know, the more upvotes, the more, I think, the more reliable that thing is. Because some people will try and trick you, and you can write your own. And I have written a few. Let me saw. Oh, there's another ghost face. And you want to try, I mean, the benefit of writing the note is if someone upvotes it, you get a health buff the second. So there might have been a couple of times in prior episodes where you saw a note like one of your notes was rated fine by another player or something like that. And that gives you like a health boost. And honestly, that has helped a couple of times where, oh, he's not staggered. What? Oh. Yeah, sometimes that health boost comes at a really opportune time, and you're just like, get like a nice little like blood vial bonus without even using a blood vial. So that's why I think they give incentive to do it. It's almost like Death Stranding, like the whole grand thing that Kojima was trying to do of like, oh, let's create an internet where everyone informs and help each other, and Bloodborne kind of did it first. All right, so. I hear voices. This way. Ah, okay. So we see more incense lanterns that are by windows, which means that these are NPCs we can talk to.
Oh my, what a queer scent. Take it over the stench of blood and beasts any day. What is it then? I'm off during hunts, and besides, this is no place for ladies. Wouldn't want to drag you down too.
So that this is a basically a prostitute, lady of the night, which is why when she's like, oh, I wouldn't, you know, you're a lady, this is no place for a lady, and I wouldn't want to drag you down too. But if you're, so, you know, my character is female, but if you came up as a male, she would have different lines of dialogue. I mean, she still wouldn't invite you in. She'd just be like, oh, I'm not working, come back another time. But yeah, it's kind of cool that they account for that. Let's talk to her again.
Oh, thank goodness. You're a hunter, aren't you, dear? Might you know of a safe place? The night is long and very little of the incense left. Please, there must be some nice place to run off to.
Cool. Okay, so she's kind of reinforcing the idea that incense helps, you know, create a barrier from the beast. So let's send her to Odin Chapel.
Oh, thank you, dear. Perhaps I'll see you there.
Perhaps you will. Okay. And then we'll talk into this window.
You're not from around here, are you? Well, an outsider who's come to join the hunt? What a pathetic idea. You what? What, you think I'm a beast? Well, maybe I think you're a beast. And step away from our castle.
All right. So this is another guy we can talk to a few times. Now, the deal with him, I'm going to tell you in advance so you can kind of listen to the dialogue. This guy basically lies about everything. He's very mistrustful and untrustworthy as well. Like, so anything he says, it's actually kind of the opposite. So anything that he's telling you to do or telling you like his opinion on is actually kind of the truth is actually the opposite. And the same happens for you. Like if you tell him to do anything, he'll go and do the opposite in sort of defiance, I guess. He's kind of a jerk, but you know, he's still kind of an innocent, citizen of the city. So.
Enough of you. What, you think this is funny? Well, I certainly don't, so be gone with you. I'll have nothing to do with your beast stunts. What's this two-bit nonsense you're peddling? I heard you told that wench about some shelter. Well, she's a damn fool to trust an outsider. Why? Well, her sort's probably just fixing to feed some of your coin.
So he was basically giving us crap for telling the prostitute about a safe place to stay.
All right. What crafty lies does the outsider have today? If you think I'm an easy mark, yeah? Well, give me your best shot.
All right, so again, like the others, we can tell him to go to Odin Chapel or Yosefka's clinic. Now, this guy, again, the trick with him is like everything is the opposite. So if we tell him to go to Odin Chapel, he'll actually go to Yosefka's and vice versa. Like we tell him to go to Yosefka, he'll go to Odin. It's like reverse psychology, right? So we want him to go to Odin Chapel for his safety. So let's tell him to go to Yosefka's.
Yeah, sorry, too sharp for that bollocks. I know a superstition when I hear one. Outsiders. Even their lies are predictable.
Yeah, he's such a jerk. All right, so we're gonna go in this area. This area's a little tricky actually, because again, it's like an alleyway where there's dudes just hiding about.
This dance finished.
And the fog makes it a little hard to see. Guys flying about. Oh, and there's sniper. Oh God, I didn't even. Oof. Woo! Oh, the sniper can still get me, huh? Alright, come on. Come on, you stupid beast. Oh. Okay. Luckily, that guy didn't try to attack me. Alright, so I hear a sniper. Ah! I see ya. Okay, so. Killed that guy. Here. Oh! Another sniper. Alright, hold on. Let's talk through this door here.
We've the deepest gratitude for the church and all they do for us. Deepest, widest gratitude. Yes. Yes.
Ugh, pretty unsettling and creepy. Who's doing all that stomping? Again, there's a sniper. I don't think he'll hit me here.
Praise you. Praise the old damn church. And then the best of luck hunting. Best luck of all.
I think these people are just kind of afraid of the church. Like there's, you know, like the healing church hunters were pretty brutal in what they were doing to all these people, or just, you know, like the hunt during the hunt, like things just got brutal. So I think they're just scared of being considered as a beast. So they're just saying what they think we want to hear if we're a hunter. Oh, crap, this stupid sniper. I see him. This is a tricky area because there's guys on our way to try and meet this sniper. Okay. Okay. Well, is there anyone else? I'll hide behind this thing and I'll run for him. A bunch of guys over there. I'll take this. See some shinies over here. So we where we saw that brain sucker earlier, we could have dropped down here, but we would have missed all that stuff down there. Actually, we probably just would have gone the opposite way the game intended. It might have been easier actually. We could have gotten the jump on some of those guys. But you know. Alright, so there's a bunch of dudes in here. I think I can maybe sneak up on the first one. Get a visceral. coming first? Who's coming first? Man with the axe. Oh! Guy didn't stagger. Alright. I think we're good. Unless there's some more dudes here. So, okay. Let's go up these stairs. Back up top, now you can, we got a little vista of that cemetery area with the church giants we were at earlier. I love these views of areas that we've been to before. It's just a reminder that the architecture, the layout of this game is amazing. What's this note? A watchman of Bergenworth guards the gate with a password, the sacred adage of the Grand Cathedral. So, I mean, we'd already kind of found that door, but this is just a note to tell us to go there. Watchman of Bergenworth. So we need a password, which is, and it's kind of giving us a clue. The password is a sacred adage of the Grand Cathedral. It's also a game mechanic where we can't, it's not like we can guess what that adage is. Like we can't like type anything. It's only when in the game when we find it that we can actually tell it. Quick some bullets. Okay, and those are the stairs that we came down at the beginning of this episode. We fought that church giant, and I thought I saw something else over here. No? Oh yeah, it's not here. Okay, let's grab this. All right, so got up to these stairs, but you know what? I actually think we should go take a little side quest here. We're gonna go back to the Hunter's Dream for a second. And in the last episode, one of the many times I died, oh, can we talk to her? Let's see what she says.
Brave hunter, please give me a little more time.
Oh.
There are others in need of my blood.
Since we already have a vial of her blood, she can't give us more than one. So she'll just kind of say the same thing until we use up that vial. And we don't need to just yet. So, all right, let's go. So yeah, in the last episode, one of the times I died, one of the bagmen took us to a whole new area. The jail cell that we were in. Oh, what the heck? Where'd she go? Is she? Yeah, she's over here. Is she gonna say something new?
Welcome home, good. What is it you did? Over time, countless
Nope, she is not. Okay, so let's go to that jail cell that we got abducted to, because we ran out of there pretty fast. And that's not in this one, so that's in a whole new. So this has been the tombstone that has been our kind of waypoint to travel everywhere. But we did expand to a new one. Oh, and the abandoned one. So Hypogen Jail. The name of that is always misleading for people just because the pronouncing is like strange, or the spelling is weird, like the Ghoul, most people do, but it's just a weird spelling for jail, like the jail cell that we're in. And Hypogen, I've heard stands for underground, so it's an underground jail cell, basically, is what we're in. So last time we kind of ran out of here very fast, but figured it might be good to just explore this a little bit more now that we are here. Now remember, we got these one of these bagmen. Oh god. Yeah, the weird clipping in this. Oh, that's not nice. Okay, he moves pretty slow and hits pretty hard and he's not staggerable. Yeah, when he does that red thing, now he moves super fast. Oh god. His hits are very hard, and as you can see, he's pretty high level because I can't really do a ton of damage to him. Oh, and that'll kill me instantly if he hits me with that. Let me try to see if I can stagger him. I can. And luckily that kills him. Okay. Jerk. It's for abducting me. There's another guy down there. You see him? Just kind of chilling, waiting for me. Let's see what this note is. Nightmarish rituals crave a newborn. Find one and silence its harrowing cry. So that's starting to bring up another, or surface another like theme in this game of like newborns and stuff like that. That's pretty new to us, so not gonna have to dig into that just yet. Can't open that door. There's another door on this side that we cannot open. All right, let's go down. Let's face Bagman, Bad Santa with his sack. Okay, yeah, he's already kind of pissed at us. Probably watched us kill his dude. Let me see if I can stagger him. Nope. His windup was too long. Let's try that again. Yeah, there we go. It's not gonna kill him, and it's probably gonna aggro him into. Yeah, but I might be able to kill him. Okay, he got one hit in before. Madman's knowledge. Okay, let's go. Let's. I think that actually that thing that we got here, Madman's knowledge, was another rune, and I believe it was the moon. A secret symbol left by Carol, runesmith by Bergenworth. A transcription of moon, as spoken by the Great Ones inhabiting the nightmare. Gain more blood echoes. The Great Ones that inhabit the nightmare are sympathetic in spirit and often answer when called upon. So yeah, again, talking about the moon and more talk of Great Ones, and now talking about the nightmare, right? So it's because the game is being much more overt with like the idea of dreams and nightmares and being stuck in one and inhabiting one. Carol, I don't think I should talk about just yet because we haven't gotten to the, in this point in the game, we haven't gotten to the point where we can actually make any use of these runes. So I think we'll do that maybe in the next episode or so. But for now, again, like this place is pretty funky, right? Like with its like crazy sculptures. And, oh, there's this guy sitting in this chair who's got like a crazy cage for her head or helmet. We'll see more of that later. So now that we've taken care of those guys, let's go downward. There's another path here. So when we got abducted from the jail, we came from down there, but there's this other path over here. Oh God, did you see that? We're gonna run back really fast because it's actually a trap. Ugh. Yeah, they laid a trap. Like one tried to bait me, and then another tried to. Oh, I'm gonna try and kill one and leave the other one alive for a second. Oh, you gonna run at me? Okay, so I might be at the limit of their. Okay, I'm gonna let this person grab me actually. If he. Oh. Come on, do your thing. Do your thing. Yeah, like this. Pretty horrific. What that lady, the animation of that lady doing is she was scooping out my eyeballs. At least that's what one of the descriptions I read is, which is pretty gross. But again, has some significance in the game. Unable to acquire pebbles. All right, so we're in some more these kind of rickety jail cells. Item here. Oh, I see two more bagmen. Dang it. Okay. And in these cells are townsfolk. I'm killing them right now, but they're actually pretty aggressive towards me if I don't do it. And you see that they're just kind of laying in these cells and they don't have any weapons. So I think the idea is that like us and like Adela the nun, like these guys were just abducted by the bagmen and thrown in these prison cells. Oh, can I sneak up on? Oh, nope, can't. That one saw me. But only he saw me, so maybe I can, again, one at a time, fight these guys. Oh, no. Come on. Come at me. Come at me, bro. Can he get through this door? He might be a little too tall for this. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. He walks right through. Come on. Ah! There we go. Not gonna kill him. Yeah, do your little pissed off explosion. Doesn't matter. Okay, let me try and do a little sneaky sneak on this guy. Ah, oh, didn't get it. Now, let's get a couple of hits in before he does anything. All right. Whew. Yeah, these guys are pretty brutal, so feeling good about getting rid of them. This is also one of the few areas that has music, which is just kind of these like choir chants. But I think it's just to make this area again feel like so weird and different than the rest of the areas that we've been in. Like Yarnum has this certain feel to it, right? Like you got all those statues of like religious people and in cloaks and stuff with reverence with their arms up and stuff, and the townsfolk. But this area just feels a little weird, right? With like those alien sculptures and all this. Where are we going? Okay, I know where we are. We're gonna come back to this real quick. Oh, there's a door. I don't think I can. Nope, does not reach this side. Okay. Oh, did not mean to make do an emote. Let's go upstairs. Let's go outside. Now, if you look down, this is the level down. Like, this is actually where we got abducted. So it's kind of cool that you can see through. Now, I know there's a witch lady over here. Cool, get the jump on you. So loud. Okay, let's go see where we are. Let's get a sense of things. It's one of the giant pigs. I don't know if I can get the jump on this thing. I think he's pretty... Okay. Ugh. Pigs hit pretty hard. Alright, what do you got? Blood vials. Okay. Alright, let's take a look around. In a similar state of disarray. What's this? Behold, a pale blood sky. Now, remember pale blood. Pale blood is like the first thing we asked about in the game in that cutscene. And this is a reference, pale blood sky. So, not quite sure what that means. I think, you know, pale blood is also talking about just the color, right? Like it's, I mean, it's kind of orangey from my thing, but I think it's talking about like kind of a diluted, like not full pink or full red. What is that in front of us? Can't tell what that is. Make sure we don't get jumped. Yeah, this place is also in pretty bad shape. Oh, there's dogs. Let's see if I can sneak up on a dog. Dogs are pretty smart. Like, they like to strafe you and stuff, so they're just a little hard to handle for some people. Cannot open this gate, so These are like dead bodies that are kind of in a praying thing. We got Madman's Knowledge. Can I get this? Oh, black hooded Yahar'gul black garb. Okay. Yeah, if you look at these statues, it's pretty horrific. Like, these people are like melted together. Can't really see the face, but the proportions are a little weird, right? It's like this body does not feel human. And it just actually feels like a mesh of people together. It's pretty gross. Alright, so can I go through this door? It's colored a little different, so I thought it could. Frenzy Cold Blood. Alright, so that's the end of this way. We could go down the other side of the street, so let's go there. Oh no, I hear another pig. Okay, okay. Will this thing block me if he runs? Oh no! That's kind of cheating. He went right through an object. Ooh. Oh, still got me. Oh god. Oh, this could be bad. Stupid dogs. Run. Oh! I don't think the pig can get up here. Alright, well the pig can get up here. Kill this stupid pig. Where are the dogs? I'll try and drop off. Ah! Okay. Woo. Alright, well. Oh, actually, you can go down this side. What the hell? Some shards, and then if we go down here, we can open a shortcut to the lantern right there. So that way we can kind of avoid going down the middle of that big inside area in the room, in the building to face those bagmen if we have to do it again. I think there's another path this way too. Ah, the music is pretty creepy. It's kind of awesome though. Oh, well, elevator does not work. Okay. We will come back to this area a little bit later. So this is also kind of a preview of this section. We got more of these like weird statues. I hear something. Oh. Oh. Ah! Don't trick me. Yeah, come on, come on. Oh! Okay. So I see a couple of dogs and one of the bad Santas. Alright. See if I can. I don't think I can get the jump on them because I think the dogs will sense me before. Ah! got the bagman before. Now I'm stuck with these dogs. Oh my god. Please don't let me die to these dogs. Where's the other one? Oh, did I kill him? Okay. Woo. Shards. Tonitrus. So another weapon. Let's see what this weapon looks like. A unique trick weapon contrived by Archibald, the infamous eccentric of the Healing Church workshop. Striking this peculiar iron Morningstar flail like a match generates the same blue sparks that blanket a dark beast. Unfortunately, for reasons untold, the hunters of Archibald's time did not fully take to the device. So, let me show that really quick. It's definitely not one of my favorite weapons either. It's basically a mace that when you transform has like spark energy to it, which is fine, but I don't love it. Okay, let's go back to Ludwig. All right, so we've kind of hit some dead ends here, but again, this is kind of a preview of an area that we get teleported to. And again, when we first get here, it's like pretty off-putting, right? Like we were like on our path through Yhar'gul, and then we get thrown here. There's another path over here that we didn't go to. There's a lot of dogs, man. Lots of dogs. I'm trying to get some space here, because... Come on. Because there's a bagman back there. Alright, you know what? Okay. Oof. That actually kind of freaked me out. Right again. There we go. It's pretty lucky there. I thought he was going to get me with that. Alright, so he's going to probably do his little thing, but give me enough time to knock him down. Of course. Okay. Let's go down here. Grab these items. Oh, you know what? Let's open this door. So this goes back into those underground cells with the... And then we got Yahar'gul Clothing Set. Let's see what those say, actually. I don't actually remember what the description for these are. Iron helmet worn by hunters of the unseen village. Removing the hood reveals something reminiscent of a warrior of a previous age. This headwear is made of metal, a rarity for hunter garb, and has high defense, but only against physical attacks. So, you know, we talked about all the different hunters in the last episode. The hunters for Yahar'gul, for the Unseen Village, is kind of a smaller subsect. And I haven't mentioned them because we haven't really talked about this area, like Yahar'gul and who runs this. So, thick black pullover worn by hunters of the Unseen Village. The hunters of Yahar'gul answer to the village's founders, the School of Mensis. Hunters in name only, these kidnappers blend into the night wearing this attire. Designed primarily to defend from physical attacks, the binding of thick rope serves both to protect its wearer and restrain its foes. Well, I guess we can talk about it now. School of Mensis is actually a subsect of the Healing Church. Like, the Healing Church is divided into a lot of kind of departments, right? So you have the hunters, and you have another one called the School of Mensis. There's a third one that we haven't really talked about yet, but the School of Mensis is like another splinter of, not a splinter, they actually work with underneath the Healing Church, but they're like kind of like their own department, like the hunters are. So now that we're back down here, we're gonna go through this pathway that we found here. So someone did a jailbreak, it looks like, and tunneled all the way out of here. Wait, what does that say? Nothing but abhorrent beasts here. Oh god, I forgot. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna get ready for something here. Okay, so that's another NPC summoner, and usually when you get those, you should be able to get an idea of. Let me switch this out. Oh, actually, let's put Blood of Adela. Yeah, we're about to fight a optional boss here, so let's see how well we do here. And I actually haven't used fire paper yet, have I? Fire paper is basically a buff that you can put on your weapon that periodic, like for a limited time, gives you flames. Coarse paper that applies fire to weapons when rubbed. A hunter tool found in the Healing Church workshop. Since the tragedy that struck Old Yarnum, fire has become a staple in beast hunts and is thought to cleanse impurity. Certain types of beasts have an abnormal fear of flame. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Actually, let's do that. Remove. Oh, we can keep the Molotovs. Nah, those are kind of worthless. All right. So, music stopped. We're in a big open area. Let's go do this. Yep. Okay. Got your first hit in. It's hard to see what's going on with this guy, for sure. Heal. Swing. Ugh. What happened? Oh, I think I staggered him. Yeah. Oh, wrong button. I think I could have visceraled him. Okay, he's pissed. He's pissed. He's going into second phase. Okay, I get it. You're mad. Oh. It's just so hard to see. Oh, well, I can see that he's wrecking me. Alright. Okay. Oh, back up. Oh, no. Fire paper up. Oh man, yeah, he's being much more aggressive now. Oh god! Ah! Run! Heal. Oh! Oh, you got. Oh my god! Like that. I don't like that. Ooh. Gotta run. It's very aggressive. Keep missing. Okay, I gotta get out of here for a second. I should have gone for a visceral, but I was too worried about my health there. Okay. He lost his, there he goes. I was like, where's his electricity? Oh, I keep missing his huge limbs. Oh, he was staggered again. Oh, man. I keep losing my opportunity there. This is when he's way more dangerous. Oh. Ah, he's so big that I keep missing. I'm also out of stamina, which is a problem. But he's almost dead. Should be able to. Ugh. Unless he just kills me outright. This would be awful if he kills me. There we go. Oh, man. Yeah, some of the problems with the huge monsters, like the huge bosses in this game, is that they just are gigantic. And the camera does not do you any favors. Alright, so. We killed an optional boss. We can go through here. And opening this door leads us back to Old Yarnum. So this is really close to where we fought the blood-starved beast. So it's kind of an optional way to get into Old Yarnum, and it's the way you want to go if you want to not kill Jura. If you want to keep him alive and talk to him, this is the way to go. It's just harder because you have to go through Yahar'gul. But another revelation is like, you know, Yahar'gul, we got teleported there, and it was like, you know, the architecture and aesthetic was slightly different. It had like more strange like sculptures and stuff, so it felt like a different place. But opening that door gives you the realization that like Yahar'gul is right next to Old Yarnum. It actually is almost like, let's go to the Cathedral Ward. It's almost like a like if you think about Manhattan and Brooklyn, like they're sister cities, and then you know, New York, Greater New York is like, those are 2 of the 5 boroughs. I think that's kind of what they're implying here with Old Yarnum and Yahar'gul next to each other. Like when Old Yarnum, you know, became part of the Healing Church, or the Healing Church like got founded, and Old Yarnum became, you know, rich and prosperous. It kind of grew into like this huge metropolis, and incorporated Old Yarnum and Yahar'gul into like its own like giant sprawling city. Okay, we're back in Cathedral Ward. We have some new characters here now. See, oops, didn't mean to. God damn it, didn't mean to do that. Monocular. We have this lady in her nice clothing, and my sword is on fire. But let's talk to her.
Oh, hello, dear. You weren't lying. This is a safe place. Thank you. I am in your debt. I'd like to tender my thanks, but I can't imagine what to offer. All I can give is my blood. But would you even take a whore's blood?
I can't. So the reason I won't be able to is that I have a vial of Adela's blood, and you can only carry one or the other. So I'm gonna say no.
Yes, I see. I suppose that's natural.
She's very
Tempt you.
she's very pleasant and reasonable. So one thing I want to do is, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna waste Adela's blood. But we're gonna talk to her again, and here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna turn on my monocular. You see Adele in the corner, right? Like she's praying as normal. We're gonna talk to her.
Oh, you. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I can't help. Unless you've had a change of heart.
You see Adela now is looking over at us. She does not like us talking to this person of like ill reputation, right? Like Adela is like a pious nun of the Healing Church, and this is a frowned upon, you know, working lady prostitute. So Adela is very, very disapproving of us with her, and there are a couple of different story paths you can go with this. I'm gonna take Ariana's blood, but I don't know if I should. All right, I'm not going to.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry I asked too many questions. I'm very thankful for what you've done.
Okay. Let's get out of our thing. Let's go talk to Adela, see if she responds to that.
Brave hunter, please give me a little more time. There are others in need of my blood.
Okay, well, I thought she was going to say something else, but not.
Yeah.
And you're not going to say anything else. Okay, and this is a new person as well. This is the mistrustful, angry dude that we also sent here.
Ah, you. The swindling off-comer. Did you really think that'd work? There's no fooling me. Now, off with you. You heard me. Go away. I can't stand the stench of your lying breath.
Ugh, so mean. He thought he like, you know, got one over on us because he thought, oh, we sent him to Yosefka's clinic and he came here instead.
Oh, the hunter. Alive and well at that. Another one you sent made it here safe and sound. This place is a haven now for so many. Thanks to you. I'm overjoyed, really, that you'd even give me the time of day. I don't suppose there's anybody out there worth saving anymore, but you did all you could. And so many owe you so much. Amazing, really. Not because you're a hunter, but because you're you.
Aw. Why, thank you. Okay, so we're at an hour. We're gonna do one more thing here. Oh, actually, look who it is. It's Eileen, who we met a long time ago, actually.
Oh, hello there. Perfect timing. I must warn you not to go near the tomb below Urden Chapel in the Cathedral Ward. Henrik, an old hunter, has gone mad. And he's my mark.
Okay. Cool. Well, we're gonna talk about her later, because we're kicking off another part of her story. Hello. But I don't think we're gonna have to talk about Eileen just yet. We've talked about a lot of people and a lot of things. So we'll save that for the next episode. Come on, come on. Okay. Should have a buddy over here. Okay, we're gonna do one last thing. We're gonna finally go up these stairs to at the Cathedral Ward. Although everyone's respawned, so I'm gonna have to take a little bit of time to just take care of them. Take care of this guy really fast because I know his buddies are gonna be. Oh, just gonna let him walk by. Yep, one of you sees me. Alright, come on down. Oh, I missed my visceral. Why? Oh. Go. Oh. Apparently can't visceral on stairs. Okay. Alright, we're gonna keep going up. I'm gonna ignore all the bad guys there. Going up to this huge. All right, so whoops. Oh, damn it! Did it again. Now these are like the Ghostface guys, but they're dressed in black garb and they're carrying these like giant, maybe like crucifixes. They're actually hit pretty hard, so I'm not gonna deal with them because I gotta open that door. Dang it! All right, I'm gonna have to deal with them. Luckily, they got pretty generous parrying windows, just like their other guys. Oh, again, am I gonna make it? Nope. Oh! Alright, he hit me with... Oh, God, he hit me with... Alright, hold on. Oh, I don't have... Alright. I'm gonna have to... panic for a second, because, if you notice, he gave me a status effect similar to poison, but the status effect that he gave me was called Frenzy. I don't think we quite need to know that just yet. Alright, let's open this big door. And we are gonna go fight another boss here. Now, think this is easy to miss, but there's a note here that a lot of people miss. Heir to the ritual blood, purveyor of ministration. Place your hand on the altar's sacred covering and inscribe Master Lawrence's adage upon your flesh. And remember the mention of adage earlier is basically the password to that door that we couldn't get to earlier. And also, let's just, all right, do I have the monocular? Yes, I have that on. Okay, so look here, this is pretty messed up because we're in the high levels of the Cathedral Ward of the Healing Church, and inside are statues that are pretty horrific, just like the ones we saw just now in Yahar'gul village, which is why I wanted us to go there first, just to show, you know, like that felt like a separate area, but in fact it's, you know, the places that we weren't really meant to see as the public, I think, are kind of hiding some pretty messed up practices. These are not like these religious, pious other statues that we've seen everywhere else. Like, they're actually revering these kind of weird creatures, alien-looking tentacle. They almost look like those brain suckers, right? With the weird tentacles coming down from their mouth areas. So this is pretty unsettling, actually, like, that the Healing Church is involved to this. Like, we already knew they were kind of corrupt because the healing blood was not quite what they advertised. Oh, I need to heal. Actually, let's do this. So we're about to get to a boss. Let's see if I can preview this before it kicks us into the fight. It's a pretty beautiful area, which I guess we can look at once we finish. And I hope you can hear. She's actually praying. This person over here, down here. All right, let's go. Oh my god, I just realized how many blood echoes I have. This could be bad. Whew, alright. Vicar Amelia. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna use some fire paper on her because she's a beast. Alright. Very unfriendly. Oh! That hit hard. Not gonna lie. Now I can do limb damage to help stagger. Dodge. Oh. Do I have enough time? Yes! I did it. Got a visceral attack on her. Alright, let's back off for a second. Okay, alright, she's pissed. Oh, it still hit me even though I tried to dodge that. Alright. Not a great view here. Okay. Oh, she still got me? Having some complaints about some of these hitboxes. Alright. Lost my fire paper. Oh. Come on. What you got? Amelia? I can dodge that one. What's she doing? Oh, she's healing! She's healing! She's using that gold pendant in her hand. If you notice, she's still clutching that gold pendant in her right hand. Or left hand, I guess. Oh, I can't believe she healed. I don't know if I've ever seen her do that before. Oh. Oh my god, I gotta back up. This is gonna kill me. Oh. Can't see. Okay. Back up. Regain my stamina here. I get a headshot on her. Yeah, I got a headshot. Oh, I got greedy. Got greedy. Back up, back up. What's she doing? She's throwing a fit. Oh. Really use some fire paper right about now. Trying to grab me. Oh! Got greedy again. Oh! Almost grabbed me. That would have been bad. Alright, she's almost dead. Almost got her. Yep, got her. Woo. Ray slaughtered. Okay. Gold pendant. All right. Now we can take a look. All right, let's take a look at that gold pendant that she dropped on us here. I think that's a Vicar Amelia's pendant of Vicar Amelia, used to change into a blood gem which fortifies weapons. This pendant, passed down among the vicars who head the healing church, is a reminder of the cautionary adage, words that will open the gates of Bergenworth. Again, we're talking about the adage and the clue to the password. So this gives us some other clues of, so the name Vicar, I think it's Vicar, either that or Vicar, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. That's a title. It's not. So her name is Amelia, but her title is Vicar, and that is the head of the healing church. And when we came in here, we saw that she was praying, and then transformed like into the monstrous beast, almost like what we imagine like the cleric beast was. So again, like the members of the healing church are also victims of this beast scourge, but in a much worse way, right? Like they're turning into bigger, scarier monsters. And the fact that the vicar, which is the head of the healing church, also, you know, fell to the scourge is like a very concerning side. Like this is the person we were coming up to like basically talk to try and find out, you know, like what the deal is and how to get out of this like nightmare and undo the scourge and stuff. And she fell before our eyes into beasthood. So it's just I mean, there goes our initial lead, right? This is what we were trying to get to from the beginning. And let's take a look at this beautiful area, by the way. You got an amazing monument here, actually. So again, these are more of these like pious statues, like, and we can see that they're kind of reveling this figure that has no head, pouring out liquid out of this vine. Now, I think that liquid is the healing blood. Like, that's the magic blood that everyone's in reference to. You see this. This glowing monster skull. First of all, let's do this. Okay. Inspect.
Master Willem, I've come to bid you farewell.
Oh, I know. You think now to betray me.
No, but you will never listen. I tell you, I will not forget our adage.
We are born of the blood, made men by the blood, undone by the blood. Our eyes are yet to open.
Fear the old blood. I must take my leave.
All right, so we got a cutscene. So basically, we put our hand on that skull and got like witnessed a memory of two figures talking, right? So we got the names of both figures in that memory. The old man in the chair was referenced as Willem, which I believe we've had some references to in some of the things. But the other guy that was leaving and supposedly betraying Willem was betraying him because he was leaving was Lawrence. Now, I don't think we've had any information on who those people are. So won't talk about that just yet. That was a very pivotal scene, but we'll get more context on it later. So we'll talk about it at another time. But in that thing, they talked about their adage, which gives us the password, which is "Fear the Old Blood." So we have that now at our disposal. I'm gonna run out here really quickly, actually, before we teleport and end this episode. This was a pivotal battle. Like, again, like, this is an objective we were trying to get to for a long point of the game. And so this kicks the game into another phase. So if we run out here, like that was a very important benchmark of the story of this game. Getting to, well, let's kill this guy up here first. But if you look around, the time of night has changed. Our battle with Vicar Amelia has now turned it from sunset that we've been kind of lingering in for a long time into full night. Now you see the moon, and it's a dark sky. It's very cloudy. And this changes some things in the game. So certain things will happen here. First of all, these church giants, for some reason, are all asleep at this time of night. So that's why he's like crouched down there. He's not going to move. And also those two down in that circular cemetery area, they won't be patrolling around anymore. They'll be actually still and asleep. So yeah, it's a big accomplishment where we've gotten into a different phase of the game, and we should be proud of that. And I think, go back this way. Luckily I've killed everyone. I want to check on one last thing before we end the episode. Oh yeah, Eileen's still here. Okay, so we'll deal with a little bit of Eileen later. We will explore some more sections now that the game has kicked into a new chapter in the next episode. Was she standing up before? Let's see if she's...
Brave hunter. There are others.
Okay. Could use that vial, unless I want to take it from her. The problem is, I guess I'll just give you a clue as to the storyline of this. So I already talked about Adela being jealous of, or not jealous, but just very territorial about us talking to this prostitute, Ariana. If we take Ariana's blood, it'll send her, Adela, into like a jealous rage, and eventually she will murder Ariana at some point when we're gone. Like Ariana will be like a dead body, and Adela will have her white gloves will be covered in blood. So it's a pretty dark tale, but I don't want to have Ariana get killed, so that's why I'm not going to kick that storyline off, but might as well just tell you what happens if we do. All right, so let's go back to the Hunter's Tree. All right, so we got Vicar Amelia, which I'm very proud of. We also fought the Darkbeast Paarl, which I think I struggled with more, but again, he was an optional boss. So 2 bosses like back to back in this episode, which is kind of cool. And we will, why don't we end it here? We're over an hour. These videos keep hitting at around the same time, like an hour and 15, 20. But we will keep forging ahead in the next one. Between episodes, I kind of have to do some thought as to like where I want to go and how much information I want to reveal. So at this point, I'm not sure, so can't even give you hints as to what we're gonna do next. But I think we accomplished a lot here already, so feeling good about that. And both bosses only took 1 try, and no deaths in this episode, unlike the flurry of them in the last one. So should be feeling pretty good about that. But again, thank you for watching. I'm really appreciative if you get this far and you're following along, and hopefully you're enjoying the story and getting a sense of like the scope of where this game is going, right? Like, it's not just about this beast hunt. Like, the church is up to something, and we just witnessed the church has like basically no handle on what's going on. Like, they're as much victims of this as anyone else, which is concerning, right? Because that just means it's a much bigger problem than just dealing with the church. But we will get to that, and I think we'll start getting to that pretty fast. So hopefully you're for it and ready to keep going in Bloodborne. So I'll see you in the next episode, and thanks as always. Bye.